Hello viewers, this week on Those Pesky Dames we are talking about reclaiming words. Now, I know not everybody spends as much time within social justice and feminist cliques as I do, and some of you probably are just thinking like, what is reclaiming a word and why would you ever need to like reclaim a word? How can somebody take it from you? So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. We're going to begin at the beginning and just talk about what is reclaiming a word and why you would need to do it. Reclaiming a word is basically about taking the sting out of a slur. So let's illustrate this by using the word slut. So people have long used the word slut to denigrate women who are perceived as being sexual. One of the objectives of Slut Walk was to take the word slut and use it to mean something positive. That way you kind of take the power out of the word and make it less harmful. This is basically just what reclamation is. An oppressed group take a word that has been used as a slur against them and use it themselves. That can mean changing the meaning of it or just using it in a different way. So maybe like instead of using it as an insult, just using it as like a neutral descriptor. This is actually a really effective way of making certain slurs less harmful. You take this really powerful, loaded word and you reclaim the meaning and you say to the oppressive group, no, you cannot use this word to hurt me anymore. So, in theory, this is really simple and all fine and dandy, right? There are three more things, really important things, that you need to consider when you're talking about reclaiming words. Firstly, there's the issue of who gets to use the reclaimed word. In general, and this is really important, only the members of the group who were affected by that word get to use it. Okay, so take the N word for example. White people have never had this word used against them in a hurtful way. White people have been the group who have used this word to degrade, dehumanize and oppress black people. And that's why it is not okay ever for white people to use this slur, okay? Because historically we have been the group that have inflicted harm with this word and we've benefited from inflicting harm on other people with it, okay? So black people, as the group who were oppressed by that slur, are the only people who get to use it. And this holds true for all reclaimed words pretty much. Only the people who are reclaiming the word are the ones who get to, you know, then say it. Secondly, if you are reclaiming a word, you need to be careful in how you apply it. Just because you are reclaiming a word does not mean everybody else is. And why you have to be careful about how you use that word and who you apply it to and in front of leads me pretty neatly onto my last point. So lastly, it does take a certain amount of, I guess, kind of privilege to be able to reclaim a word. Some people have been hurt so badly by slurs that they are never going to be able to see it as anything other than hurtful, you know. So say somebody had been attacked and the people who had attacked them had used a certain slur, you know, that memory in their mind, that word is just intrinsically linked to that really terrifying and hurtful experience. So they're never going to be able to use that word in a neutral way because it's just too painful for them. Some people are triggered by certain slurs, so you have to be really careful when you're using them. And, you know, also some people have no interest in reclaiming words, so if you're going to do it, don't chastise people who can't reclaim words. You know, I think this is quite like an issue of personal choice. Just because you're reclaiming something doesn't mean that everybody else has to, and sometimes like a lot of people just don't really see the point in reclaiming a word. Like it can be too hurtful and they might just actually not be able to reclaim it. So yeah, just be careful, don't chastise people for not reclaiming it with you, okay? They're not on the opposing side of the battle for you, it's just something that they're not able to do. Simple, really.